What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's identify the scan tool to the truck. Here we go. Yeah. Best one we got, y'all. And this vehicle is Canadian built. We got Canada in the house. Alright, so my question to everybody out there in TV land, do you know how to turn on operated command and regen? AKA OCR? Has anybody ever done that? Alright, one of the things I want to illustrate is OCR is only able to be turned on with an instrument cluster like that. If you guys don't have an instrument cluster, the OCR function is not available in your instrument cluster. Only this one. Now when you go through your prompts for info, you got your trip, your mileage to E, miles per gallon, your timer, and that's it. So if you have the IDS scan tool, that will make life a lot easier. I don't understand, or I don't know rather, how anybody else can turn this feature on without having the scan tool that we're about to use. So we already hooked to the vehicle. You're going to want to select module programming. You're going to go to programmable parameters. You're going to go to personality. It's going to ask you if this is the correct VIN. We're going to hit yes. And it's going to show some features that can be enabled and disabled via the instrument cluster or body control module. Here you can see we have something we can turn on in the ABS if this had TBC. And this is what we're going after. Forced regeneration request. We want to enable that in the IC. We're going to go overhead and hit our tick mark. It's going to ask us, it's finding the calibration, turn the ignition on, goes through a little instrument cluster reboot if you want to call it. Now we're going to go ahead and hit our info button, and we're going to see, oh, let me hit reset, keep hitting the info, and now we're going to have one more prompt after our miles per gallon or timer. Our exhaust filter is now 40% full, and that's it. So it's the last one on the selector for info, and now it displays your exhaust filter capacity and whether or not you need to do a regen. Depending on how this vehicle is used, you may have these DTCs set for the unsuccessful attempts for regen, and you may get a soot accumulation DTC in the PCM because the DPF or the filter's too full. So what you need to do is pretty much go to the dealership, let them know that you are interested in getting the operated commanded regen function turned on in your instrument cluster. There's a TSB for it, a technical service bulletin, and it pretty much goes through and tells or asks you, does the vehicle build date before such and such? Yes, yes. Reprogram the IPC. This one's already at the latest calibration, and then it wants you to enable the OCR by doing the steps that I had showed you earlier. Now the most important part of this is the customer information sheet. And I make sure to put this in everybody's vehicle that I turn this on. I'm going to go slow so you guys can pause this and you can read it, just so you guys have an idea whether or not you have the instrument cluster that will allow you to have OCR turned on. But it gives you a few things to expect when to perform OCR. Some of the precautions, don't park it near paper leaves or petroleum products or anything that's going to ignite. And then down here, how to start the OCR. It will only start and give you a message to clean it if the exhaust filter is displaying 100%. It has to say 100% in order for you to get these prompts. Full, clean, yes or no. By answering yes to this prompt, the OCR will initiate. Make sure to understand each prompt so that when the engine RPM raises to that right there, everybody's, you know, not going to freak out. Hey, you know, we got a operator commander regen going on. Take note, if you're a bucket truck or a tow truck operator, your PTO will not function correctly because it is going to increase the engine RPM and so on and so forth. And then once you get done with the OCR, regen will function normally as long as you keep driving. These are pretty much only for the trucks that are idling all the time, don't get out on the freeway and burn all those carbons out of the exhaust. So, all right, you guys, tell me what you think about this in the comment section below. Let me know if anybody's ever had to turn their OCR on. I'm sure for a small fee at whatever dealership you guys visit, they can turn this on using the same scan tool I'm using, and you can now know what the filter status and how full it is in your truck. As always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.